So we turn our attention to looking at the equities market now. So take a look at the week-on-week review. The NGS All-Share Index appreciated by 0.55% and market capitalization went up as well by 0.54 to close last week at a high record of 46,205.05 point and 24.89 trillion naira in terms of market capitalization. A turnover or total turnover of 1.44 billion shares worth about 19.08 billion naira in about 22,000 deals was traded last week by investors on the floor of the exchange, in contrast to a total of 1.8 billion shares valued at 47.4 billion naira that exchanged hands the previous week in about 20,000 deals. The top three sectors include financial service industry by volume, led activities chart with about 793.12 million shares. And if you look at the amount is contributing about 54.77% and 42.72% to the total equity turnover volume and value respectively. But if you look at the ICT industry, trailing behind, the financial sector in second place with about 215.5 million shares, worth about 3.7 billion in about 1,000 deals. Coming in third place was the conglomerate industry with a total turnover of 98.2 million shares, worth about 190.2 million naira in about 88 or 889 deals. Well, trading in the top equities is Guaranteed Trust Holding Company PLC, Cartway Business Solutions PLC, and Charms PLC in terms of volume, which accounted for about 308.07 million shares, worth about 2.8 billion in about 2,000 deals, contributing 21.27 and 15.05 to the total equity turnover and volume and value respectively. Well, if you look at the top five gainers for last week, in terms of review, the ETI, that's EcoBank Transactional Incorporated. You look at the Academy, you look at Courtville, International Breweries and Guinness were all among the top five gainers. And the top five decliners respectively include CIN and I Leasing, you have University Press, you have Prestige Assurance and Linkage Assurance, while Dangote Cement as well lost about 24 naira, 30 kobo. That's about 8.53% as at last week. But if you look at the earnings that are also coming into the market, those are also other areas we're going to look at. Let's call in Ambrose now. Mr. Ambrose Omodian is a Chief Research Officer, Investigative Consulting Limited. He joins us via the telephone now. Thank you for taking out your time to join us here this morning. If you look at the market last week, the market did about 0.55% week on week. And of course, the trend we're seeing lately with the coupled with the earnings in the market as well, a lot of people attributed the current trend to the fact that one, earnings are coming into the market, and then profit taking is also happening at the same time. How do you react?
Yeah, actually, if you look at the market performance from the fourth unit of the month of January till last Friday, we saw that the market has been on a bullish trend. But for last week, actually, we saw a bullish trend, and attributed to, as you just mentioned, to profit taking, and that's slowed down the market. After the market has traded above the 54,905.16, it tells that the market is almost touching 47,000 before it pulled back. And it was a result of profit taking activities from one of the big cap stock, Dangote Cement, and we understand what it means when people are falling off to take profit to put out the market. But the reason that the market closed profit for the week under review. But yet today, the market is also looking at almost 9 to 9.something% to close the month, knowing that today is the last trading day for the month of January. And I will tell you that the good thing is that for the past 3 years now, we have seen that January has been an uptrend. But the good thing is that for this year especially, we have seen a straight uptrend in the month of January. That also come January in terms of selling, we didn't see that, but rather we saw a positive sentiment that comes with this result that just released to the market. And the good thing is that the result that just came to the market I'm telling you, they beat expectation. These are, according to better than expected earnings, because most companies, especially in the agriculture sector, the healthcare, and the banking sector that we have seen, and also even those that are coming from the service sector, especially from the NACO and SACO, so that these numbers are very, very impressive. It gives an insight what the investors should expect at the end of the year, at the end of the end of third quarter. Because this one that we are going to say, that is between now and 31st of March, we expect their result to come again, or the third one that will come and dividend. But as for February, we are entering now. This February, we expect that they are going to use with the corporate action to start hitting the market. But again, now, I should just let the investor know that if you check the pattern of the market for the past 5 years, February has not been a favorable market. But because of this anything that we are seeing that beyond my expectation, I see that there might be a reversal in this year's February market. Now, considering that the last FTC meeting, rebate was retained, and also during the last common market option for TV, there also rate decline. On that note, my TV was flowing into equity split. Now there are key numbers from these project companies that are getting expectation, indicating that they are likely to be a higher dividend payout for 2021, because the numbers we are seeing, I'm telling you, for the last almost 3 years, almost the same numbers, that means the market, the corporate bodies that they are coming out from their COVID-19 slow down. Because the numbers we are seeing, I'm telling you, it beats my imagination, because most companies are putting numbers, especially from Presco posted a positive number of almost 100% top line and 300% no profitability level. It tells you that these companies are also integrated. You need also fixing. Fixing posted a positive number. This is as mentioned earlier, the result was positive. This keeps an investment that we need to look at as we need to just talking on that. This will just begin.
Let's quickly look at, yes.
Don't forget that in February, because of this market dynamic, I expect those to be definitely begin to come also with February. But when we start seeing those companies that give us corporate action, especially companies like Yoka, Zenith Bank, Access, Diamond Cement, companies in February to use their audited accounts with corporate action, it's also going to change the face of the market. As I said, February 2022, by the difference of other people who have said in the previous 3 years, because other years have started February has been red, but this year, I don't think very thing that because we are seeing a better number that big market expectation that we are trying to move on. So that as we are seeing that high dividend will come, those companies will go that dividend for this period, that will support the market going up into the new month of February.
Well, of course, today is the last trading day. Before we get to that, you giving us what your outlook for what the market is likely to close the month of January with. I want us to look at some of the earnings we're having that are trickling into the market. But the one I want us to focus is the Unilever Nigeria, the fourth quarter financials. On audited result shows that the company makes about 52.21 billion, and it means that it went up by 35.03%. So if you look at the profit after tax, which is about 3.48 billion according to the company, the gross profit is around 19.97 trillion. But this is where I'm going. Well, if you look at the expensive, the brand and marketing expenses, that's around 818.05%. So the question will be that how did this company was able to post this kind of result, and where did they make their money from? If you look at the fact that the marketing expenses went up in the year under review by about 118.05%. How do you react?
Okay, if you look at when it comes to this manufacturing company, in this economy now, they are already at a tight corner. But when you see a company that is growing their top line, it means that that company is eating through another market or it's expanding. And for you to expand, it is called that you need to expand your seed. If you want to make more money, you need to spend more money. If you want to generate more seed, you must spend more money to want to drive your seed. And the good thing is that at their top line, they are entering new market, they are pretending like you have to grow their top line above 20%, which is a good one. And so looking at their bottom line, also in that direction, because for their earnings per share to go from 8 kobo to about 8 kobo, it is that they have done tremendous in terms of their bottom line. As an investor, your concern is, at the end of the day, what is the profit after tax? Yes, the company that has grown its cost of sales, and put it is not again, because if you have improved your top line, you need to spend more money to drive that sales. But what matters to you and I as an investor, that you want to see the bottom line of this company, which is the profit after tax, according to the level. You want to know what they've done at that level after they have grown their top line. For many people who have seen an improvement in their bottom line, which means that at the end of the day, investors in Unilever are likely to get the dividend from their company where they have invested. But my concern is that from 8 kobo to 68 kobo, yes, there's a huge growth, but the number is small compared to the price of the stock. Because if Unilever is selling for 14 naira, and we're seeing just 68 kobo at the end of the year, 2021 full year earnings, then they're going to pay more than 50 kobo for a dividend, and they're going to borrow money to pay dividend. But the good thing is that the shareholder structure is tight, and we see that many of these foreign dominated company where we have major foreign investor, direct investor in that company, so that their shares have been all this while banding up because most of these foreign investors are kind of increasing their stake in their company. That means when Unilever put this kind of result, I see that Unilever International might have to increase their stake in Unilever Nigeria. That will put the price up. Not to just put the price up. The action of Unilever International is to buy more to Unilever Nigeria. That will put the price up. But the construction of this earnings was that if you sign that Unilever is really coming up, because the company is going from 8 kobo to 68 kobo, it should do the improvement.
Let's wrap up with this, Mr. Mordion. The all share index is already doing about almost about 9% already since the beginning of the year. How is the market likely to close today? Today marks the end of the trading for January.
Yeah, for me, on the strength of the numbers released so far, I see the month of November even closing above what we have seen the previous 2 years. Because the previous year we had about 5% gain in January, the other one 8%. But for this year, we are likely to see either 9% gain in this year January, which is good. But on the strength of the numbers are released so far, and this we expect to release today, because today is the last day for those people that release all of these accounts ended 31st December. Today is the last day. If it comes and this number also go in line with what we have said before, I think the market is close positive. You can see this morning, market reacting to Facebook better earnings or improved numbers or fantastic number has.
Okay.
Their price, it has moved from 87 naira to 95 naira, gaining almost 8.2% this morning. It tells me that this kind